Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in. Now, I think I got another call in 40 minutes, so y'all forgive me. This one gonna be probably 39 minutes, but some of y'all sent me this here. Oh, wow. Totally forgot. Y'all give me 1 second. Y'all forgive me. That right there stole some of my time right there. Stole 10 of my minutes. That was somebody calling about pressure washing my roof, and the call went way longer than I thought it would be. And I was wondering who was calling me. And so, yeah, I wanted to talk about this. Saw this. Some of y'all sent me the video of a gentleman, and he was saying that he said something about like if sex ain't a priority, then cheating is, or something, or if the sex ain't on the table, then cheating is. And now I'm gonna tell you one thing. First and foremost, is whoever he with need to run. If he got a wife or girlfriend, need to run, because that right there, when we teaching these messages online and we putting that stuff out there, we saying how we feel. Like, we saying how we feel, how we live. And so to a degree, we could easily gaslight, manipulate, socially abuse our person, male and female, because men and women do this online, this talking online. So you can easily, what I call social abuse, when you say something to the public and you get the public on your side and they saying all this, and then your partner have to see that you won that argument. And that's a very real thing that I notice people be doing. And because you putting out your thoughts, and I had to realize that as I'm doing this, like, I'm speaking from a male perspective, so I had to learn how to be balanced and make sure that I'm being fair across the board, because I don't want nobody looking at my wife crazy or thinking that everything I say is about us. And even though I have over 3 million people online, there's still people who, because they don't know what it's like to be a orator, a disseminator of lessons and messages, they assume everything I'm saying is talking about me and my wife, because they looking at me the way they look at themselves, and they don't have an audience, they don't have anybody listening to them, so they just assume, hey, if I went online and I say this, I'm talking about my relationship. Well, in fact, sometimes that is what speakers and teachers and people like that with a microphone, with a mouthpiece, that's what they do. And you will notice that with some of the stuff that, like, these podcasters will say. They saying stuff and they taking little shots at their girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, or wife. And that's a very real thing. Now, y'all give them a little commercial break. My wife made me a coffee. And so that really does happen. Now, this guy, he said something about sex ain't on the table, cheating is, or sex ain't a priority, cheating is. And he said, I'm gonna give you like one time, or I don't know if he said one time a month or one time a year. I can't recall. One time a year would be absolutely crazy, to where you can say, no, you ain't feeling good or you don't whatever. But if you always ain't feeling good, then you must want me to cheat. And so to me, that sound like that come from an in-house argument, because who coming to him talking about that? That sounds like an in-house argument to me that he took to the internet, because, and I'm gonna tell you something, that's abusive. Point blank period, that's abusive, because for one, if your woman don't want to have sex, it means she not feeling good. Like, something is off in her body, something off in her mind, or something is off in your relationship. So I'm married. I've been married 19 years. So my wife was up this morning, probably 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, and she cooked breakfast. She cooked breakfast for me and our two sons. She don't even make herself a breakfast. Like, she Well, she might, I don't know what she be doing, but she really don't eat how we eat, like a bunch of scrambled eggs and sausage. And so she cooked all of that. Then she made me this smoothie. Oh, that's her breakfast. She had the other part of, she made me this smoothie. She made me this all iced coffee, and she fill up my water bottle. I told her I ain't eating lunch today, so I just had my eggs and sausage for breakfast. And so she wake up, she doing a bunch of cooking, and then we might not get to go to bed till 11, 12 o'clock sometimes, because we don't go to bed until our kids is asleep. And so it's summertime. So if they up a little later, then we up. But because she woke up 5 o'clock in the morning, come 5 p.m., that's a 12-hour day now. And she been ripping and running and moving around all day. Like when I was leaving to come up to the office, she was laying down, wanting to take her a nap. And I could tell she was tired. And so by the time we go to bed, that's another 7 hours, 12 plus 7. That's 19 hours. Was in the bed 5 hours. Like, and then this morning, she had to get up, and she was taking Taden to training. His training is an hour away. So she drive an hour there and she drive an hour back, because it means that much to her and she want him to train. Now, if that was me, it better be training outside at the house and figuring it out. But that mean a lot to her. So she want to do that. So up early, cooking breakfast, then drive 2 hours. And so it's like, yeah, I might try to make me a little move or something. But if I could tell she got a migraine or she real tired, at that point, to me, it becomes the R word. Like, I don't even want no tired vajay. Like, to me, that's like, I don't even want a woman, if she, and in my woman that I love, that I'm in love with, if she not in the mood, that'll make me feel like Jeffrey Epstein. Like, she's sitting there head pounding or tired or stomach hurting bad. Like, I'm gonna feel like Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby. Like, that's nasty. That's disgusting. That's not even masculine. That's not even manly. Like, you need to wait till your woman in the mood, and then you got to help her get in the mood. But if you are of the mindset that if she not always having sex with you, you finna cheat, that means you are selfish, and it means that you are abusive. And so that means that you talk to her crazy and that you move crazy. And so it's gonna be hard for her to be turned on. It's gonna be hard for her to want to sleep with you. It's gonna be hard for her to want to open her legs. Like, for a man, it's just an act. Like, it's just something that we do, something we feel we need. For a woman, it's a spiritual exchange. And it's a spiritual exchange for a man too. We just often don't look at it like that. But for a woman, it's a spiritual exchange. And she gotta be in the mindset, in the mood. So making love isn't the physical act. Making love is the communication and the quality time. So if you want to make love to your woman, you need to be texting her sweet nothings all day while you at work. You need to be talking to her. How you doing? How you feeling? How's the day going? I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to see you. I want me a good kiss when I see you. Like, you need to be warming her up, talking to her, making her feel loved, making her feel good, like making her smile. Like, that help shift her. She still could be tired, still could have a migraine. All of that right there still could be a thing now. But at least that'll do something. And then the thing about it is, what a lot of times what we don't realize as men is the brain don't really know a whole lot of difference. So when the brain is having sex, to the brain, you reproducing. So I'm of the belief that for a woman, when she have sex, although she can enjoy it and although it could feel good or whatever, that her brain is preparing for a baby every time she has sex. And I think that's why it's so draining for women. And it's so like it's a production for most women. And now there's women who it's not a production for, but typically those women have a story or a background or a lifestyle that a man isn't okay with anyways. So is you can't have your cake and eat it too. So if you want your cake to sit and look beautiful, then you got to let it sit and look beautiful. If you want to eat the cake to get full, when you eat it, the cake is gone. It's coming out the other end. You can't have the cake sitting looking beautiful and pretty and eat it too. You got to pick which one you want now. You rather the look of it or you rather the taste of it. And so you can't expect a woman to just turn it on and get that thing hot and ready like Little Caesars on a moment's notice just because your thing stand up and is erect on a moment's notice, because the body is wired differently. So for a woman to really, really get ready to go down there, for the elasticity and all that to work, her mental have to be turned on because the mind connect with that. Whereas with men, our body, it's about the physical. So we don't have to have anything mental. If something brush up against it, or if the wind blow hard, that thing stand up. Like just randomly, it stand up. You wake up in the morning, you get cold, you get sleepy, that thing stand up. That blood go to flowing and that thing stand up. You drink alcohol or certain type of food or whatever, and that thing stand up. It react. That's why they be talking about the mango root and this root and that root and ginseng root and all the different stuff, because a man body react to certain things we ingest. And that could be the case for a woman, but dark chocolate, oysters, like what? It's deeper than that for most women now. And it's a lot of women who it's not that deep for. And they get mad if you assume that them wanting it all day, every day, mean that they got some type of trauma. Me personally, the woman who is traumaless, who want it every day and have a man and is married and can get it every day, that's a very rare woman. That's like 1 out of 1,000. And that's what men have to understand. Like, it's a labor of love. Like, when you want to get off in there, you got to work for it. When you have a normal woman, like a everyday woman, like it's different. If she one of 1 of 1,000 to where she never been touched, as a child, she never was violated, she don't watch corn, and y'all married and she could get it every day and she want it every day or every other day, that's a rare situation. Like, when you talk to husbands, that's not something you're gonna hear of almost ever. And that's what men got to realize. Like, it is a prize, it is a treat, it is a plus, not a priority. If you make it a priority, and I see people preaching and teaching, make it a priority, but they're not also speaking about their history and their biography. They're not telling you their story that made them sex addicts. They're not telling you how early they felt that feeling. They're not telling you what nasty movies they grew up watching. They're not telling you about their trauma. They're not telling you about that stuff that got them into that mode, got them into that zone of always being hot and ready like Little Caesars. They ain't telling that part. They just saying, hey, you got to prioritize sex every day. Like, this is something you got to do every day. I'm going to be honest with you, like, that don't even make literal sense when you healthy. And this coming from somebody who was out there big time. And so it's like, if I could be tame and I could slow down, anybody can, because I was out there moving and shaking. And so this the thing, like, when you take and you have that intercourse, to be honest with you, unless you just out there wham bam thank you man all the time, man, the body parts be a little sore. Like the body parts be sore. Like I'm a man. And yeah, they say that that's what it's for. But body part be sore. Like, don't be wanting it every day. Like, I need a little rest. Man, you got your good little woman, and she ain't out there, getting tore out the frame every day. That you gonna go to coming together, and it's gonna be like a little glove. So when you in there, that's friction. So that friction that leave a little soreness both ways. So it ain't even intended to be done every day. And I'm gonna tell you, if you need it every day, you need therapy, because the same part of the brain that's activated from cocaine is the same part of the brain that's activated from an orgasm. So if you need an orgasm every single day, that means you need therapy. You need some regenerative therapy. You need some chemistry altering therapy, because you shouldn't need anything every day except for oxygen and sleep. You don't even need water every day, because that's what a dry fast is. You don't need food every day. That's what a wet fast is. You see what I'm saying? You don't need sleep every day, but you need sleep every day, because you miss a couple of days of sleep, you delirious by it. It'll mess you up bad. So what do you need? Sleep and oxygen. Like, sex is a plus. It's demonic possession when you make sex a priority, because when sex becomes a priority, that means sex is an idol. So when you need a physical release from your body every day, even every other day, even every week, something is off, because that's not a mandatory release. That's not a mandatory function for life. That is for reproduction. It's not for your personal health and wellness, because someone who is not married is instructed to abstain. If that was a natural, like a mandatory part of life, that you have to have a release, and studies say that 70% of women can't even have a release from intercourse. And this is the thing. It's almost created to where it ain't even supposed to be that enjoyable for most women, because most women don't even most women don't even have a release. So that's why her mind has to be in it. Think about that. 7 out of 10 women don't have a release during the most common sexual act, intercourse. Think about that now. And so you got to really process and realize the difference. But guess what? Every man has a release every time. And a man has a release, unless he's already had one that day or in close proximity. A man finna have one within 60 seconds. And a lot of times women don't realize the man be done in 60 seconds and just keep going. But be done. Like, it's intended for reproduction. We put so much on it, and we try to say, oh no, God intended that for pleasure. How? It tell the man to ravish in your wife's bosom, but you don't really read nothing about the woman saying ravish in your husband's bosom, in your husband's chest, ravish in your husband's scrotum, ravishing your husband peeing, it really don't tell the woman about no pleasure for her. It just say the man can't deny the woman his body, and the woman can't deny the man her body. But studies say that it take a woman on average 13 to 40 minutes to have a release. But on average, every man has a release in under 3 minutes. So how is that even equal? That show you right there the difference in the anatomy of the body, to where a man is really, it's almost like a man was wired to be able to go down the line, skeet ski like the yin yang twins, just skeet ski, just every night skiing in a different woman to impregnate the whole tribe, to impregnate the whole kid and caboodle, to replenish the village, replenish the tribe. That where a man got 10, 15, 20 women pregnant at the same time. That's almost, and then the woman is like business. It's like sleeping with a man she don't want to sleep with. And in the beginning days, it was her dad or her brother that she's sleeping with until the thing was populated. And then you get somebody from quote unquote another family, but we all come from the same line. So it was like, incest was a thing. So that's why in the trailer park and stuff, they still be talking about that incest. Like that's in the DNA. So it's like, think about that. And so here the woman is, so to be honest with you, and this what I try to take and do. And this what men who are trauma ridden call pandering. It's not about pandering. It's about literally thinking. It's about the facts. It's about thinking about the fact that women can have any size of thing of a man and will leave that man. It's women leaving men with 7, 8, 9, 10 inches every day. Like every day. But you let a man get a woman who that thing function at a high level, he be trapped. He be right down there like Samson, head in that lap, trapped. Like David and Bathsheba, trapped. Like, but a woman, and the thing about it is, I talk to so many women. I done talk to women who they ain't had sex in 10 years. I think the longest I probably heard was 12 years. But honestly, I might have heard a woman say 25 years. Like, it's a lot of women who can abstain. I ain't never heard a man other than a virgin. I ain't never heard of man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. If a man abstain for too long, I honestly believe he start to morph into a metrosexual or homosexual or something else on your average man. Now the men who are guided by God and they believers and they operating off the strength of their creator, now that's different. But if it's just a random willy-nilly man go out here and try to abstain for years, he be falling apart. He be falling apart. That thing, he done went through a gender transition. And so this the thing. This thing real out here, and men have to wake up, and I'm gonna tell you, it's not easy. Being a man ain't easy. Like, man, you got to rub her shoulders, you got to kiss on the neck, you got to hug her, you got to rub on her, you got to talk sweet to her, like, and it's a lot of work. Like, yes, a lot of work. It's intended to be a lot of work. When it's not a lot of work, that means you got a woman most likely who has been violated. And so the couple that I seen promoting it every day was a white couple saying you got to have this every day. You got to do this every day. I never seen a black couple promoting that. But I seen they promoting that, but it's a difference of lifestyle too. So I was in the 6th grade, and a little white girl was asking me, can she suck my thing? So a lot of them, they will be more sexually expressive in the white race. A lot of the white race is like white women, they'll be more sexually expressive a lot younger. And like they'll get out there a lot younger, and they'll have what they call a whole phase, what people call a whole phase. They'll literally have that to a very high level in college, to where, because I remember in college, it was white women. We had black women and white women. Never once in college did I have a black woman invite me over for a one night stand. Never once. But the white women, man, it was every week, every other day. They was inviting me over for a one night stand, and they literally will sleep with you and walk right past you the next day like they ain't never seen you in their life. That's the reality. That's the truth. And I know it may offend some white men and white women, but that is the truth. But black women, it just wasn't a thing. And a lot of people don't understand that. And that's what black men have to understand. It's like, yeah, you go out here and you sleep with these other women of other races and stuff, or you pluck a woman off the pole who sells her body, and then you want your wife to put out the same way as a whore. You should have married a whore. That's what Amber Rose is telling you. Marry a whore. That's why she does the slut walk. She want to promote slutism. And so that's why she got on that podcast saying men really need to try to turn a hoe into a housewife, because she's saying these hoes will sleep with you any day, all the time, but you don't want her because you shame of her publicly because she got a lot of bodies. But then you get this prude woman who got under 5 bodies in her 20s, and then you expect her to be swinging from the chandeliers, popping pee on a handstand, and then you mad when she not putting out like that, but you want to choose a classy queen. Well, a classy queen is going to respect her mind, respect her body, and she realizes she's not a piece of meat. And so she's not going to be just slanging pee when she's not emotionally and mentally and physically into it. So she looking at it completely different. She looking at it like, she looking at it like this is an intimate spiritual exchange. Like, I want to be into it so that it's enjoyable. And if life takes over, and that's what you got to realize too, when life takes over, like with kids and all of that right there, work and all of that stuff right there, man, listen, that thing, it shifts. Like, it changes. It's not going to be the easiest thing in the world. Like, it's a very real thing. And so you got to realize and understand that and be able to shift your mindset. And then you got to know what really is a need and what is a want. So, yeah, I want it bad to the point that I feel like I need it. Think about my wife all day long. Think about that body. Think about that thing all day long. But deep down, I know it's easier to think about than it is to do. And then when you love somebody, it's hard to just use somebody for just body, just a piece of meat. Like, you want the person you love, you want them to enjoy it as well and be a part of it. And if that's not your concern, then you need to be single and sleeping around and going to hell. But if you're going to get married, you got to care about your spouse's heart and mind and emotions and feelings just as much as you want them to care about yours. So just because you want it and you horny and you want it and you need it, they thoughts and feelings matter too. So you got to care about theirs too. So it's certain times to where, yeah, they got to sacrifice for you, but it's times you got to sacrifice for them. And y'all meet in the middle and say, look, it's seven nights in a week or 6 nights, whatever it is. Let's go a minimum of 1, a maximum of 3. So that way the stuff still has some meaning. The stuff still have, like, so it's not just a sex addiction that you feeding every day. Because if you feed it every day, you still ain't gonna be able to stop it. You're gonna end up to where you doing something you shouldn't be doing. Point blank period. I'm gonna tell you that now. So hey, this Tony Gasson got a call with the Cans Lions. With the Cans Lion thing over there. And to make that right there happen. So God bless you, keep your head up. And we will be in touch. All the important links in the description. Boys Summer Program, we need you. Dates to get on the wait list. One-on-one session, you'll see that link too. Talk soon.